Hello guys and welcome back to another skill point guide video for Total War Warhammer 3 on Immortal Empires. Today we'll be covering the worst one, the best one, being Grimgor Ironhide. Now Grimgor obviously is a very powerful melee lord, and so we're going to focus quite a bit on making him as powerful as we can be, or as he can be rather. But let's just jump right on into his skill guide video here. So I do like to go down the blue line with him, just because he is a melee fighter. One good thing about strictly melee lords is the fact that you can utilize their points in other areas that, you know, lords such as Teclis, for example, Nikari, that uses a lot of melee and magic in my skill guide that I talked about. You know, he can't obviously use the red line that much, but Grimgor you can a little bit. But beginning with the blue line, I like to grab the depth from below. As the Grinskins, you're probably going to be using the underway stance quite a bit, so just making sure your armies don't get caught in the underway stance is always very valuable. Now, one thing I have found in my campaigns is a lot of times I'll run a negative economy because you'll pick up a ancillary that gives you more money in a local province because you get that ancillary via having a negative income, so you're able to basically get loads and loads and loads of them. I think if I remember correctly, I was able to sell like 18 of them or something like that for like 15,000 gold or something like that. Like it is a astronomical amount, and you get so many of them throughout the longevity of your campaign that it's really good. So because of that, I like to grab the Ravager one just to increase your sack income from it, because I ended up sacking and occupying a lot in my campaign. I really found that a lot to be a lot more practical approach instead of looting. That way you don't suffer that -30 public order right off the get-go. Do like to get Iron Hand. And then going down the rest of his blue line, I do like to get the rest of his blue line sorted, because as a melee, like, he's very strong in melee to begin with, so you don't have to worry about that necessarily too early on. So I like to get his blue line just done and out of the way. I like to make his upkeep a little cheaper because you do have supply lines as the Greenskins, so making your units a little cheaper, especially because as the Greenskins you don't really make that much money later on in your campaigns, and your higher tier units cost loads and loads of gold per turn. Just looking at like the Arachnok Spiders, 475, the Rogue Idols, 575, so you're going to need some upkeep cost reduction there, which is why I like to grab that. Now in terms of the last point, I just put 1 point into Lightning Strike just because I want to get down to Renowned and Feared for that extra campaign movement range and also reduced upkeep by 8%. Lightning Strike is just handy just because it increases the enemy battle reinforcement time, and then it gives your armies a chance anyway to kind of get caught up because your units are relatively slow. So in battles where there are reinforcements for the enemy, currently the AI will just, like, 99% of the time will just wait for the reinforcements to show up, and so this just lets you get your armies where they need to be before their reinforcements actually show up. Now after the blue line, I do like to grab his skill items or his skill points. They're really, really powerful. Well, maybe not powerful, but decent in my opinion. Definitely want to obviously have to get the best of the best just to increase your heal capacity, and also give him a melee defense of 10 and ward save 10% when there is a enemy lord or a hero within a 30-meter range. So that's pretty good because he's a very powerful, like, single entity sniping machine. I do like to grab all of these, also getting him from the front, the speed and passive ability frenzy. Mainly, I don't really care about the Fear or Terror one, but I needed to unlock the Frenzy and also to give him more speed, and that'll just give him more melee attack, charge bonus, armor piercing damage, and base weapon damage. But you won't see this actually be applied until you're in a fight. But getting in more hit points from Vitamin Shrooms is really good. And then also the Black Orc Wrecking Ball and Bigger and Ardor is not too bad, because you'll more likely than not have Orc Biggins, potentially some Cavalry Orc Biggins as well, but you'll definitely have Black Orcs in his army. Now after this, I do like to go down his melee line first, other than the red line. Now you got, like, Greenskins in general just spam a lot of force, and they win in numbers. And as you've spent all these points already in your campaigns, you'll probably quite a few turns in. So I just like to make him as strong as possible, and I just go down his full melee line. Get everything, just make him as much of a beast as he can be. Definitely grab the unbreakable attribute, just insane ability there, so he won't rout. But I mean, these are just his base stats without any of his items, which if we look at his items, you can get him magical attack, more melee attack, bonus versus large. His Gitsnik weapon ability is really good, giving him more armor piercing damage. His shield or his armor will give him ward save, more melee defense, just more armor even, so he's blocking loads and loads of base weapon damage as well as missiles as well. Or base weapon damage, sorry. But then after that, I do like to go down his red line a little bit, just to make his black orcs a little stronger, because you do get the Immortals banner, making them invulnerable to death as long as their leadership stays above 50% of the base. So I do like to go down the red line a little bit. Usually I just do Dagabos, because that's what you'll probably have a lot of in your army early on to begin with, is a lot of Gabo or Goblin units, and then just getting Dubois' ability here for weapon strength and melee attack. And then going down his red line, further down his red line, I like to grab the Ard Lads, just for the ward save, melee defense, and more armor, and then also the Smash 'em Faster for the melee attack plus 24 and leadership plus 16. That way, if he's around the Black Orc units, he can just make sure that they don't take too big of a leadership hit, and that way they stay further away from losing entities. Now after this, you don't have that many points left, and I definitely like to put 3 points into Mentor again. That way you're not wasting any experience that he is gaining after rank 50. And then actually, instead of missile resistance, because he already starts with 15%, he's got loads of armor. I like to get Hatred just for the weapon strength aspect. Just make him, I really like to just make him as powerful as I possibly can in melee, because why not? But yeah, that is how I level up Grimgor. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think, if you take a different approach. I'm always, again, interested to hear how you guys decide to go about leveling up a legendary lord, just so I can gain some better insight there. But don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you guys are enjoying the content. And until the next video or live stream, have a good one, guys, and I will see you later. Bye.